Hey ladies and gents, this is Izdoiz here with a look at the Four Horsemen's PowerCon exclusive figure by the name of Demestrios. Demestrios, here he is in the box. I'm a non-attendee. I haven't been to PowerCon since it left California, but everybody's in Ohio now enjoying that. And a few days before, I got the non-attendee exclusives in the mail, and this is what the box looks like. Big, huge PowerCon logo in the front. It says Demestrios right here on the side, and then on the back, it's a picture of it with the exclusive head, which is a translucent green head and translucent green hands, and that's what makes it a PowerCon exclusive, because the regular release will be released just the same as all of the other releases that the Four Horsemen do. It's just not going to have the translucent green head and the translucent green hand. So they wanted a little something special for PowerCon attendees who go out there and go to all the way to Columbus, Ohio, and attend the convention. Here's the bio on the side. I'm going to read it. I don't know if it's a bio. Actually, it's not a bio. It looks like it's a disclaimer. It says, Demestrios Four Horsemen Studios are proud to have been a part of PowerCon since its inception. For 2023, our studio is excited to have been asked to create a special release for the show, the demonic warlord known as Demistros. This figure is not a tribute to any existing character. Instead, this villain was created in the spirit of the action figure toy lines that so many of you remember from our youth. Whatever world Demestrios may exist in, you can guarantee he is working to overthrow it, just as you can rest assured that there are heroic champions ready to thwart his evil plans. So, this is not a PowerCon tribute like the homage figures that the Four Horsemen do, loosely based or paying tribute to the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe figures, because we have a bony skull and an evil character. It's not meant to be anything having to do with or hearkening to the Masters of the Universe figure, which will remain unnamed. So we don't have a bio. It's not part of the Masters of the Universe Classic homage figures. It's not part of Mythic Legions, and it's not part of Cosmic Legions. But what it is a really, really cool figure. And again, you can get the translucent green head, or you could have if you had ordered it, because it's sold out now, through PowerCon directly. But you'll be able to get this guy with the regular head, which I honestly think, even though I'm a sucker for translucent green parts, is a cooler version of the character to have. I tried both the heads on, and I'm like, I'm going to go with the regular non-exclusive head on this guy for the most part, and then use his translucent green head as a bit of decor in this throne that I've created, especially for this display here, because couldn't use my Mythic Legions display, couldn't use my Cosmic Legions display, had to use this special display for Demestrios. Even though, I mean, we're talking about Mythic Legions parts here, we're talking about perfect compatibility and interchangeability with Mythic Legions, and all the quality you expect in articulation, sculpt, and everything else, paint. So this guy's going to fit right into your Mythic Legions display, no matter what the disclaimer says or what it says on the side of the box. And he is a awesome figure, I just want to say. Let me give you a closer look at what I think makes him so great. I really love the paint scheme on this. It's really subtle, but what you have is sort of a green wash or a patina that gets into all the cracks and crevices and gives you kind of like a Jade Knight feel. So I think this guy's going to be really popular for making Jade Knight customs. One of the runners up to the fantastic exclusive contest back in the day that was won by Vorgus Fabulous was a Jade Knight, and I fought vigorously for Vorgus and against the Jade Knight. But I'm really glad that we've gotten this figure because he's all green, like I said, like a rusty green. And you can really see how the wash just shows off a lot of those sculpted details, right? And then the patina, I love that sort of aged look. He's got great soft goods. It's another thing that stands out. The lining inside the cape is purple. The cape is also wired, so you can, configure it to all sorts of dramatic and dynamic poses. He also has, in addition to the cape, he has this back skirt, and it has this frayed appearance, this really, really cool look. So cut into it, I guess die cut into it. That looks awesome. I love the interior purple lining of the cape. I've never seen the Four Horsemen use this on any other figure. The other thing about the cape is that it has these straps that are fabric but look like they could be leather. And those crisscross across the front. Just really, really love the look. This is a reuse of a head, I believe, from Belphegor, the demon figure. And I think it looks even better in this bone with these really, really green eyes that are very, very piercing and just, scare the bejeebers out of you. I also love this sculpted piece and just all the choices that were made, all the design choices on this figure are spot on. It's very, the weapons match the armor in that it has that patina and that sort of green faded look, very, very subtle. This is a very cool weapon as well. You can probably see from my fingers that I have some wash on those. That's because I was preparing his throne for him. This was some pieces that I put together to make a throne out of the Masters of the Universe, the new animated TV show. And so I had to, in order for him to sit on it, I had to put a wash on it. And I just got done doing that for you guys. And that's why my fingers are all sort of, black and dirty looking. So I've shown you the cape and how the straps work. This figure also comes with some other straps, which are the rubber ones that you can crisscross across his chest. I don't know who'd want to display him without the cape because that's such a cool part of his look, but those are there. There was a mix-up, I think, with the capes in that not all the figures that were shipped out had capes in them. I guess what I heard was that they wanted to get these figures in time for PowerCon, and they noticed that the factory shipped them out without the capes. So that was a mistake. They had the factory airship the capes over on some of these figures to PowerCon, but then the folks at PowerCon in their rush to get these orders out as soon as possible to people, which they did, they forgot to include the capes in the figures that were sans capes. But I was lucky enough that the two figures that I picked up, one for myself and one for another Cabal member, that both of those figures had capes, so I don't have to worry about that. If your figure came without a cape, you just contact PowerCon and they will mail you the cape separately, which should have been in your order, but unfortunately, due to that oversight, some people didn't get the capes. So if you're lucky enough to get the figure with the cape, that's great. If not, like I said, the Four Horsemen and PowerCon are have rectified that. Since it's essentially a shipping mistake. It was a mistake to send half the figures over without the cape, and then that mistake was compounded by the fact that they were shipped without the original cape. But you know what? I got my cape. I'm very, very happy to have it. Obviously, if you didn't, like I said, just contact them and they'll take care of you. They always do. They always take care of you, and they always look out for the fans. There's excellent customer service. So I'm going to show you some of the other accessories that come with this figure. It also comes with this weapon, this bladed sort of spear cutting weapon, and that's very cool because he's got this, I think it's called a flail. And then he comes with this sword here. Let me show you that what's really cool about that. What's really cool is how the green runes here on the blade and all these little sculpted details have that sort of patina, that green wash, and that looks awesome. I mean, this color combination is excellent. So the specials, if you did get the PowerCon exclusive, are the translucent green hands. These are super cool. I'm probably going to use them on some other Mythic Legions figures, maybe a wizard or something, but they're the sharp clawed hands, right? And I love those. And the alternate hands are the armored hands, but you've got two of these hands that come with it. And then the big special piece is, hold on, is here. The translucent green Belphegor head looks awesome. I'm going to use it as a decorative piece, like I said, on top of his throne. It's got a nice wash on there so you can see the details on that. Like I said, I'm a sucker for translucent green plastic on my figures. So this is what it looks like with the translucent green head on it. Exactly the same head, but there it is, that exclusive look. And then of course, if you're gonna display your figure with that translucent green head, you're gonna want to swap out the hands, which is easy enough to do, and pop, wrong side. Swap out the hands and pop the green hands in so that he's all translucent. He can be a ghost, right? Or he can just be a powered up demon or whatever. And I've been playing around with some lighting elements, some green lighting elements. So I could show you how translucent it is and how cool it is. I could probably configure this so that it lights up the head or the skull or whatever and makes that look cool, or glows behind the eyes, something like that. See that? I can see all the way through there, the hands as well. So I'm sure there's going to be lots of different display options for this guy. Like I said, I'm going to go with the look of the not exclusive head because I just fell in love with this character, right? He's just incredibly badass. And I think he fits in really well with this throne and, you know, whatever dimension that he rules or wherever he happens to be, he can pop in as just a universal sort of bad guy and take on Skeletor or Hordak or whoever, because, I mean, they don't get any meaner looking or cooler looking than this guy. So that is Demistros. I'm kind of hoping now, okay, I know we have a Figura Escura, I know we have Cosmic Legions, and I know we have Mythic Legions, that maybe once in a while we'll get, flesh out this special universe, maybe in the future with more con exclusives, and maybe get a little bit of bio and a little bit of love for this universe. Maybe he's just a one-off, and that's fun too. I also like figures that, you know, aren't necessarily part of a line and don't really have lore, because then you can just use your imagination and they can be whoever or whatever you want them to be. But this is really super cool. I'm gonna have to set him up and display him. He's definitely gonna be a cool, although albeit a little separate part of my collection that's not cosmic and that's not mythic. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Is the Wiz signing out.